Well, hello. We got the US jobs report showed a really big drop in jobs. Got the Canadian jobs report showed something similar. What's going on with employment in North America? Well, let's take a look at it. Here's your 5-minute economy. Well, let's start with the US. 140,000 jobs lost in December. And that is a big number. You can't really sugarcoat it. It's at least double Wall Street expectations. So it is somewhat concerning. Now, here's the picture of how it looks. If you take a look at jobs in the US, it's a crazy graph, really. Been going up for years and years, and then the pandemic hit, we lost them. And they've been actually coming back quite nicely until December. So concerning there. If you look at the unemployment rate, kind of a similar pattern. Record low before the pandemic, then sprung up to around 14% almost. It's been coming down this month, held steady at 6.7%, which is still relatively high, but certainly down nicely from where it was. Now, where are we going from here, and what's the pattern? The jobs lost were mostly in hospitality. That's not maybe a surprise, just the extent of it is a surprise. Almost 500,000 jobs lost. If you look at the pattern, it is concerning. We have lost about 23% of all employment in that sector, 3.9 million since the spring. But, this month we did see gains in some industries. Manufacturing added jobs. So that kind of offset it. Would have been a worse picture otherwise. Interesting what's going on in terms of U.S. wages as well. They are rising. It's like, why are U.S. wages rising when the labor market is soft? But what's happening is you are seeing the losses concentrated at the bottom end of the market. Lower paid workers, higher paid workers are holding on to their jobs. It's not ideal in a lot of ways, but you have this 5.1% increase in earnings over the past year. Explains a lot of why things are doing relatively well in some sectors. Housing is doing well. Some retail spending is doing well because workers are not being hit the same way. And we'll have to see how that pans out as we get through this year, whether it becomes more equitable, whether we will see some of these job gains that we expect when the pandemic is done. The question is, how much damage is going to be permanent in the hospitality sector? Not clear at this point, but hopefully it will not be too widespread over the longer term. Wanted to mention Canada too, because it's a similar picture. Canada lost 63,000 jobs in December, a big number there as well. If you take a look at the pattern here, this is the first time since April jobs have gone down. There was a big drop obviously with the pandemic, but pretty steady gains since. The unemployment rate in Canada has been coming down as well. We are looking at 8.6%. Now let's remember, pre-pandemic was running at 5.6%, then hit almost 14%. So a really interesting adjustment there. Where do we go from here? It's going to be interesting. We know we have from the US and Canada very low interest rates. We know we have a certain amount of government stimulus in both countries, perhaps relatively a lot more in Canada. Hopefully that jogs both economies, but we do need to get to the point where the vaccines are really fully distributed and we can say people feel at ease and businesses spend and we get back to something approaching normal. So we're not there yet. We certainly have a lot of ground to make up, and the December numbers are reason to perhaps be concerned. We'll see what happens as we go forward.